a couple of good wins against European opposition, but never enough consistency really to completely break through.
I have to agree with you, and I think right now the biggest test for them is, again, like it seems like the pressure gets to them. And speaking of pressure, game's on.
Yeah, there's the pressure. We're just going into the game. This is easy money. Love it. Take it away, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you, gentlemen. Here we go, Mohan. We are talking about top 16 on the line. Today's the day that dreams are made.
Yes.
At least one step closer. I do believe that both these teams, who have obviously had, you know, a taste of victory here and there throughout their Counter-Strike careers, are looking for more than that. But today it's all about just achieving the top 16. A quick chance to catch your breath. A small pause before the next stage of the event. Oh, it's all to play for today, and we begin this one on Vertigo.
We saw FlyQuest go up 2-0, struggle in their last map versus Liquid. And if they're not careful, they might have to take it to the last day. paiN are not a team to be slept on whatsoever. They played well, but so have paiN.
Gonna get a close walk up short. Kawez not yet activating on that mid flank. CT's bottled up inside of the bomb site. Vexite looking to take a bit of a peek in. There's contact for him. Multiple bodies. Oh, he lets it rip. And with Dexter right next to him, one of those belongs to the IGL of FlyQuest. But there's one thing for certain. This round belongs to FlyQuest with it. Total shutdown on short side A. Not a single kill coming out of paiN for the pistol.
Yeah, go off Vexite. That was a really nice aggression, of course. And we saw from behind that he swung with his teammate on a perfect timing. FlyQuest have been showing some great teamwork, elevated teamwork at this event, trying to break new ground for Aussie CS. And Vexite is the player who, I think when he joined the team, the hope was reinvigorated for the roster. Like in terms of a young talent coming out of Australia, people were looking to Vexite. He was making some very good plays on his debut. And now they have had time to form, time to practice together. And I can't help but feel like FlyQuest has been a very good org for them as well.
Yeah, that's good. Fair point. I feel like I haven't heard that discussed, but it's looked good on them. And it feels like they've had time as well to kind of take a step back, reinvent themselves. You know, there was this tweet from Alistair prior to the ESL Challenger Atlanta event where he kind of came out and said, you know, I've been struggling, obviously, individually. And we're talking about somebody who I don't think is all too open, maybe, about their self-criticisms, etc. And his reinvention definitely led them to victory in Atlanta itself, right? That's one of those moments where I feel like putting FlyQuest 0-3, as so many did, second most selected team to go 0-3 at the major by the community. They kind of forgot that this is a team that hoisted a trophy just months before coming into Shanghai.
Yeah.
Don't lose to Glocks,
okay.
Please. I'm trying to have an emotional moment
right now, guys.
trying to build something, and apparently so are paiN, because that is Snow with a double Glock entry, an M4 seized, and an MP9 as well. 40 seconds though. Can they truly pull this off?
Yeah, it would take definitely a couple more heroics. I think it's actually nice to have the MP9s in a moment like this. You're going up against no armor players, some low as well. And I think re-aggression is actually the way to go here for Vexite. But because they pulled back completely, Vexite, this is something that's going to elicit a rotate from
loudly.
Over towards B. Vexite's still aware for himself. He's got to get the kills, though.
Oh, the lineup.
And he does. He does get those kills.
As good as with the Berettas. He posts the triple. You thrust Biguzera into the clutch, but it's not going to happen. It could have. That was sketchy. Vexite goes down there. Obviously, again, we hear that stomping of the rotate back towards middle. paiN kind of collecting themselves. But
he did read into that. He was he saw nothing on the ramp, said you can probably leave, but he went back to double check. And if he wasn't that careful and played jump up and got pushed back and allowed the plant to go down, it absolutely could have got worse. So Vexite, good couple of rounds here. Here's a moment where, you know, eagle kills are not equal to rifle kills, but in a situation like that, he probably need to get each and every one of those. Keeps it so that paiN don't have any money after this buy.
Oh, he saw it.
And have less grenades as well.
Lux looking to lock in on Dexter, or
passing by.
Just skates through.
Yeah, this is...
What can he make of this one? Because obviously Dexter gets the kill on ramp, but Lux, he's been found out. He decides not to deal with the player's sight. Dexter doubles back. And poor Lux, who's maybe assuming FlyQuest would have taken up A little ramp control alongside their opening kill. Unfortunately for him, he turns his back to a lethal Dexter, 2 kills deep.
Was it Ricky who said never assume?
I have no clue.
Never assume.
Ricky isn't floppy?
No, it's in Trailer Park Boys, Ricky.
If I asked you, Mohan, which of the FlyQuest players was the highest rated at the end of Atlanta, where they lifted a trophy, who would you guess?
Oh, actually, I knew this answer. Is it unlikely?
Yes.
You take it from here.
Dexter posted
Dexter.
his career highest rating
Right.
at an international LAN event with FlyQuest to pull that bad boy off.
Dexter at Rio,
Yeah.
you know, was such a monster when it came down to taking out Cloud9 back then as well.
They disengage with that kill. This was, of course, the 3v5. Turned back by 1, but it's a quick reposition. Nice nade from Alistair over top of the wall. Deals with the attempted redirection. Snow will, however, catch one. Then a bit of spam opens the door for Cowez. Snow's getting this plant in, and it's a slow peek up from Inns. Too slow, in fact. Caught out! We're talking 3v5.
Oh.
paiN, can they finish it? Snow taking the position back around the railing. He's going to try to go for the CT ledge, and Liaz seems to be reading it. Gets a little more damage in, but neither player falls. And it's a slight edge health here for Liaz as he continues to keep it quiet, encroaching closer. Snow jiggles in, and a second attempt, but neither picks up the frag. So much time burned off. He's going to move forward with no kit and jump on it, hoping he's got the defuse.
Yeah, it should be good. It's going to come down to the wire, though. Does he have this?
Hoping, fingers crossed.
Oh!
A clutch, but one that's costly.
I would have felt very bad for him because he could have killed Snow on the second peak. He had the right read, and he didn't even go tap the bomb. So he was banking on that re-aggression from Snow. He was right about it. And his initial crouch peek as well was a hard read on where Snow was going to rotate to. It's good awareness in the clutch there for Mr. Liaz.
Oof. Not a millisecond to be wasted.
And that's what I think of with Liaz. It is awareness in the clutch. Sometimes his stats aren't consistently good, but as a closer, I think he makes a lot of good moves.
Yeah, you need a bit of all the different flavors, and Liaz certainly brings that to the table. Can't deny him. Won't deny him. In FlyQuest's current form, Hawk does connect. Oh, double! It's the single AK here for Cowez, and he gets more than he would have hoped for.
Could that have been a spray transfer, or was it directly through? It looked like the guy in the back was on the left side of double. Oh, they might have lined up. This works out incredibly well for paiN. Now they put FlyQuest in their own 3v5, and it looks like they know how to carry the momentum forward immediately with conviction, walking all the way back to the A site because they did it so quickly and didn't have to run. FlyQuest will get the memo a little too late. Sitting on their guns at the moment. They might have found their final resting spot. It's a potential that they don't even rotate to this retake.
Couple of sketchy rounds now back-to-back. I mean, even though FlyQuest puts the third on the board, that was a near 3v5 posted by paiN. They follow up with a double entry on a single AK buy. Warning signs, early days.
They started off the Liquid game with a win on map 1, and then it felt like they were going to go through the RMR not dropping a single map ultimately, but it's hard to say why it happened.
Oh, what? Smoked.
That's a find.
Alistair's op hits the ground. Best case 2 M4 saved, and it's not guaranteed.
And the guns. All the guns, they can finally pick them up.
Let's see that Cowez double kill.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that to open the B bomb site is just something.
Cowez has had an inspirited performance so far in these few games. Is that maybe the best ace in this stage on Dust 2? That's something you can't think too much about if you're FlyQuest. Of course, losing the saves is something that sucks because the other team is, you know, coming in with Tech 9s. You don't think you're going to get hunted, but the 2K itself, that's going to happen when Cows is on the other side.
It's just so little to lose for paiN. Of course, they're going to sweep you away. Now FlyQuest try to rebound with a similar buy, but of course, just that flimsy SMG in the hands of Ince. Oof. This is really the ramifications of that 3v5 coming down to a 1v1. That 3v5 that could have been paiN's round win sets them up maybe in this one to start to cut back that early lead. FlyQuest post off pistol and conversion. Rumblings of some B presence flushes the MP9 forward. He's got him where he wants him. Snow against the wall on his own. And over towards ramp, we get Dexter trying to hold back Lux on the aggressive M4 attack. But it's looking like a smooth transition here from paiN. FlyQuest trying to sprint back over to try and save Dexter. As his attempt to slow it down did so slightly, but not enough to stop Lux from coming up short side, clearing the bomb site before anybody else from FlyQuest can throw themselves at this gunfight inside sight.
Yep, this is good pressure, and they'll have to fall back off of this. All the nades landed in the right spot. It's a good isolation play from FlyQuest, but paiN, as they did last round, once again moving with conviction.
Liaz hanging on for dear life, looking to rob away the AK, move away with it. Oi, again, nothing guaranteed.
Ooh.
His bomb could end up being lethal.
Yeah,
y'all better start running.
Very low health bars.
Cross your fingers, cross your toes. But it ain't enough.
Off the building with you. So 3-2, but they lose all 5 this time. Problem is for FlyQuest is they don't really have the money to answer back. We have 2 AKs saved. But even with those 5 deaths, because paiN went on their own half buy, they've got a little bit left saved up.
Little cheeky triple boost.
Something you got to do once or twice a half. Vertigo's all about the elevation, obviously.
That's the one thing I do like about this head-to-head for qualification. I think the map pool plays into the hands of both teams. And so it's time to start pulling out those tricks, right? You are 2 map wins away from top 16, from an elimination stage, from a day to catch your breath and a chance to push this major run further. We say you save it for the major.
Oh, is he gonna get flashed through? No, just going up top.
Pistol in his face, though, is enough. Dexter causing a bit of a ruckus. His bomb is planted in sight in smoke. We've seen CTs get close to this bomb site, but not really able to kind of push out without the utility within. Not when they have the lesser buys, and this is a nice flank from Cowes. Finds 2 backs turned. Big Uzera cleaning up the bomb site itself, and poor Alistair still just playing off that 5-7. It's a 1v3 attempt and a single kill in. Good job of dodging those duels and nearly pushing Cowes over the edge, but he'll stay up 3 health as paiN cut into that 3-0 lead and tie at 3 apiece.
Oh, we got ourselves a brawl. It's good to see everybody fighting into these last moments. They're definitely coming close to winning these rounds. Just important for FlyQuest to keep paiN's money low, again, to punish their half-buy victory. So buy comes back now, and we'll see who takes the lead. NQZ will be the only op on the server right now. And
nice.
The first pick is his.
Great at it. There has been a bit of a tug of war for this bottom of B. We saw Snow on his own get bested. This time Op there to support 5v4 paiN Gaming. Looking to ride this wave of momentum. And it's not just a pick at B, but it's a pick and a chance to set up something more. We see 3 players, bomb included, getting into position.
Now we've seen paiN be very good in these advantages, scary in disadvantages. Nades carpeting the site.
with a bit of mid control. So KaOS keeping pressure on the rotator.
Now they still know there's 2 on this side. This could make A alluring. And that's it. That information will make the informed decision to take it back to the A site. Lots of time remaining. It's still paiN moving with a tempo, with a kill up.
Dexter to again somehow have to hold this back, at least slow it down, at least.
Oh, they've changed their mind.
Damn, without even showing anything, without making any contact.
Enough space given in mid. They're wondering if another player cheated back after seeing the molly to try to zone him. 25 seconds means that hit is coming in just under 10 seconds.
This Vexite flashbang from middle could be so good at interrupting what has to be the commitment right here, right now. I mean, FlyQuest are so ready, but Ince actually gets shaved off backside. It's all on Alistair. He does snap over. Snow can't trade it, which means Bomb can't come in for free. He dies, but so be it. No time. It gets scooped up, but late. They've got to chase the frag, and Vexite is close enough to die. Smoke in front of him. Time decides, and FlyQuest to hit 4 first.
Wow, it just comes down to Vexite as the sole player, but that one flashbang delayed long enough, allowed that kill to come down, the critical one. No bomb can get picked up, and paiN made the decision to test A around the minute mark. Decided to second guess themselves, go to B. Either decision was fine. A would have taken longer to hit overall, but not quite as long as walking back to B and then going for the exec.
And it didn't feel to me like something pushed them back to B. There was maybe, this moment of hesitation?
I think KaOS, when he mollied the rotator off, he knew there was 2 sealed, and then he probably just went 1 layer deep and thought, if I've made sure there's 2 B right now, FlyQuest are going to assume it's the A site. He's going to rotate back as soon as that molly expires. I'm not hanging out in mid anymore. So this is the genius move. But the setup was solid for FlyQuest. It was resilient.
To be honest, 5 more seconds, it does pan out. But 5 seconds is a luxury in Counter-Strike. When you have that hesitation, we go right down into the A fight. Instant duel taken by Dexter as he puts fire to the feet of another and still hangs on, but his teammates peek from Vexite on ramp, gets the player in the back instead. They go 3v3, Snow on his own. Good mid lurk out here from KaOS.
Moments like this for KaOS.
But Ince is playing it patient as well. He swings into the open. Gets taken down to measly 19 HP. Still, now Snow forced to activate, forced to get something back at a disadvantage. Gotta make his move. And it's looking like Liaz will get caught. It's a double! Snow, 2 headshots.
Call that a spray transfer. A little bit of a flick up.
And as he pushes through, he'll find that third, but he's not able to push Vexite over the edge. 47 health here for Vexite, as NQZ could be anywhere. And Vexite's gonna walk right into his waiting hands.
Wow.
paiN Gaming respond for a piece.
What a read. That's nice patience from NQZ. Snow's 2K is the difference. And that round was critical. Here's another save for FlyQuest. paiN should be able to take the lead now. They've fought for this one. .3-0 start, but things are starting to get recovered for paiN. These guys are a good matchup for each other. It's been some very exciting rounds so far.
Here's the move forward towards mid, so no challenge there for KaOS. Molotov making sure nobody else can even throw themselves at him.
Also, it's a small move, but when Biguzera attacked the A ramp right there, he didn't get tunnel vision by the guy who was tucked in close right. He was aware of the multi-layer defense, got the kill in the far back, made sure the trades were possible for paiN, and everybody gets mowed down. 5 alive for paiN Gaming. They're going to make a lot of money here. Bai comes back, no op in sight once again. Oh, it's on the floor. Alistair picks one up, so this will be the best chance so far for FlyQuest.
Op looking for the ramp fight, instantaneous. He's
Had
part
a
of that
feeling.
3 CT cohort that moves into A. Smoke pops in front of Lux, and we're going to go 3 walking out mid here for paiN. Something a little bit different. Does feel like kawS has been able to kind of cause issues out middle. He's kept that pressure up, but does Vexite realize he's walking into what is very much an occupied part of the map with the flat? It's fantastic, but he can't make the most of it.
Oh, they're all blind, but he dies.
Almost gets away, but not quite enough. It's a big chase from Big Uzera, finding himself exposed to what is 3 players from FlyQuest as well.
Look at the space. Lux immediately makes a snap decision. I'm going to walk up the ramp now. It was heavy presence from both sides inside of middle. Alistair will start to walk back. I think it's understood here from Lux.
Yep.
Who goes around. He's going around into the op, though.
Well-placed Molotov. Very well-placed Molly. Comes down and deals with it. Alistair starts to lose health as he gets pressured up from the edge, but he hangs on.
Oh, the no-scope.
Makes sure to stuff the front of the pack. Still now 4 CTs in position. Can they get ripped out? Snow with the trade frag, but it's not enough. kawS a little later to the party and on such minimal health, but they still think maybe he's mid. You can see uncertainty here for Liaz. Alistair as well with eyes on flank. There is a chance for timing to kawS's favor. If Alistair pops up, it could be his end.
So what it comes down to, he's
Yes!
going to give him a chance.
But now where's the second? That's what kawS has to wonder.
I saw Alistair checking his flank, so he's probably doubting himself right now. Oh, there it is, Liaz. Perfect timing. It comes down to Lux, I think. He makes the right play coming up the ramp, but cannot find his timing on Alistair, who he was worried that Alistair just comes and checks long, and that's a fair suspicion to have. But if Lux took a better peek, just stepped out one more inch, I think he would have had that player dead to rights. Alistair could have gotten down, but this is one that FlyQuest needed. They keep the op in play. And here we are wrapping up the half. It has been a brawl.
Snow ready for that one. We've seen him have to deal with very varied attempts to take bottom B. Catching somebody on the jump up for the 5v4 and an instant disengage. So I think considering how often he's found himself alone, Snow just having a solid half, causing problems for FlyQuest so that they're not able to thrive inside this B site. And now they set their eyes back towards middle, where kawS has been this consistency, the constant for paiN in mid. But he's getting drawn into what is numerically FlyQuest's advantage.
Oh,
he finds
what?
Dexter in smoke.
He heard one fast step, and that was it.
Tracks the head with precision and sets up paiN to take the lead. Alistair's op, though, here and ready in an attempt to thrive. kawS still just looking for a second victim out middle. Nobody there, but they're going to hinge off of kawS's contact in mid to go back into the B site.
There's no one in the B site.
And this time, plenty of time, but you lose that mid piece. And so Ince is given a chance to dive into the B site had he chosen to. A little bit delayed as he throws out the incendiary, and they're already ahead of it. Lux just guns him down. Moves straight at the gunfight, screw the bomb site, let it go. Snow can clear up the corners as he needs, and it is indeed paiN to take a 6.
That was great from Lux. I mean, he ran through that Molotov because it was thrown in his direction. That was a moment where he knew it was a desperate situation for FlyQuest and they need to isolate some fights. paiN finally break the tie. Again, hunting these saves. It's really about the op, if that can get carried forward as we go into the last round.
It's not a guarantee with Lux getting close. He's going to dive bomb it in the last 2 seconds. No, didn't have the time for the nade. Op and an MP9 kept. FlyQuest started this endeavor with a 3-0 start after pistol and conversions. It's been paiN's map ever since.
Yeah, what you need from FlyQuest right now is just a golden tactic. Let's see how they can use Alistair. Because it's Alistair and 4 MP9s.
fight. It's just down into the snow duel. And again, just varied attempts at different looks and pressure, and it's in fact Biguzera who gets clipped. There's Liaz connecting on Snow, who is so stuck in that corner. Biguzera hoped to bail him out. Making the most of those SMGs. You said he had to be a golden tactic. There you go.
Yeah.
You're limited to 4 MP9s. They make use of it in the one way they truly can. Straight up aggression.
And the last 2 rounds have been 5v4s in favor of paiN.
Going to get the walkout from Dexter. Still Lux close enough to the bomb site to cause a worry here for FlyQuest. That op over on short side turns back towards site with fire on the other end.
Shot.
He's good to go. Locks this in a little closer, but then Lux wide swings in, expecting the op to be a step back. Can NQZ do more? No, sir. Triple kill from the one real gun brought forth by FlyQuest. Tied up yet again.
Yes, yeah. Never a 2-round lead for paiN. Good start for FlyQuest and good close at the end of the half. They keep it 6-6. They're looking to have the best run ever here in Shanghai. paiN are a known threat. An underdog who are just so comfortable at majors. Strong leader. That was so clean from Alistair. No wall bang, nothing.
We've already said farewell to one of the Brazilian teams that put forth such a great success story for the Americas region in Copenhagen. Imperial not able to replicate it from one major to the next. FURIA locking in top 16 at the opening match of the day. And paiN trying to do that same thing, right? To move alongside them. Those were the 3 Brazilian teams to move forward at Copenhagen. We could still get 2/3 of them if paiN can pull it off against FlyQuest. Opposition, I think they're happy to try and contend with. Even despite that 3-0 start. Will they split pistols? Right now, Kawez in a pickle. Eesh, turns it, can't get more than one, despite the double pistols. NQZ has kept his head down, but Ince does not seem to fall victim to it. He does indeed turn. Oh, he was watching, but he turned his back. Oh, and it comes back to haunt them. Ince considered it.
Yes.
Let his guard down, and they all die.
That's what makes sandbag such a strong spot on pistols. Normally you have to have a molly, then if someone smokes it, you got to have another molly, then you got to wait it out, then you got to shoot feet. Then you got to jump up and look between the sandbags for a headshot. On a pistol round without the utility, without the wall bank potential, it's so much more powerful. And QZ at 10 now.
Sorry, Dexter.
Yeah, I don't know about...
Sorry, buddy. Oh, he still checks.
He just said his spidey sense just kicked in. You can feel the body heat.
Ooh.
It's a FAMAS, so...
What'd you expect? But it's all to set up Biguzera. He'll make a... Oh, supposed to have made a little more money.
Yeah, yeah.
2 deaths come out. You offer the MP9, the FAMAS, so be it. FlyQuest working with no utility here at all. This was just the Glocks, so you've really got to dig deep and try to pull some miracle out. Hey, this isn't a bad idea. You're going to see a head of one and the barrel of the second, but Alistair kind of jumping the gun with the firefight.
Hey, he got some damage there too, but he took some in response.
25 health left on the FlyQuest players combined. 25 seconds left on the clock for them to do something more, and that smoke grenade really spells disaster. That says, pack it up. Get out of here. But they'll linger a little longer because any additional kill's still worth it. And they're going to find it. This cross is going to be lethal, though. NQZ and Snow there to lock it in. Still, 3 deaths, considering no investment, not half bad.
A lot of these half buys and yeah, low buys have been close. Kept trading back and forth in the first half. Let's see if that's going to be the story once again as we get into the full rifle for FlyQuest. Alistair on the op. Took a second there to make that purchase come through. What kind of spawn we're working with. He's setting up the flashes for Inns. And Dexter trying to use a spawn for himself as well. Now they're trying to threaten the A-Rap and just breed some insecurity inside of middle. It's good staging on the round to do this without losing any players. And for paiN, they're looking for a raw duel. Dexter holds it a little too tight. Lux perfect peek. That big box is so bangable. You do not have to take a raw duel right there. So that's well played.
Looking to get a little aggressive. Big Uzera with grenades out, but they are right there. And so he's not ready. Kawes ends up taking the SMG fight, and Vexite's just going to come barreling through. Sure, there's an answer back as NQZ throws himself to elevator, but Lux, if he's not careful...
Does this work? Oh my god,
he's got the support at least to his right side, but if he moves forward, I mean, it all comes down to whether Liaz has to activate, and honestly, he doesn't. The third player here will arrive in Inns. He's going to scoop that bomb up. Vexite and Liaz can just hang on to what they've got, but he's held.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Lux waits. And Vexite gets off site. Now, he doesn't have the bomb, but he's got 35 seconds, and he is going to have to wrap all the way around CT because of the removal of that door. Although, as they instead come back the other direction, he will have a chance to peek in.
He's got to get the bomb, though.
Yeah, it's a little too slow. He's going to find nothing here, and then they're going to have an angle into the site, so he would really have to catch them both off guard!
Oh!
And that's exactly what happens!
Oh! And just like me, they thought he was going for the bomb. Both players looking towards default, a perfect timing, and spray down for Vexite. A close for him. Wow.
Close line, sayonara, Vexite, double headshots. And paiN into the timeout to process that. That's the moment.
That's using the clock too. It's maximum right there. It's a hype moment for Dexter. Doesn't have to call an eco now. paiN go into a timeout. Their setup in that moment was excellent. Their patience with Liaz. Their trades between Lux and NQZ. Everyone got a piece. Everyone was nice and careful. Up until that very last moment. What a match so far.
Two teams of comparable level, one of them having proven a major ago that they can indeed play to this. Whether it's the pressure.
Yeah, paiN are such an anomaly in that situation. They just, randomly end up at a major as, one of the very few international things that they do and are just perfectly comfortable no matter who they play against. I think for FlyQuest, it's just that the optimism is so high right now. Looking to make history. Now, many people thought the Renegades was just the beginning.
They're through. They're through, and it's an awkward timing. They're changing guns! You don't have time for that! Ooh. But you also don't expect three players to just barrel through a top stairs B smoke. Sure enough, FlyQuest pounce. Dexter with conviction, but Kawes with a slide out from green. 2 kills is huge. The default peak does not deliver. A wonderful kill from NQZ on a sliver of an angle with the lesser weapon.
Oof.
An Opper's Paradise peeking into a FAMAS on that angle, but he doesn't get the kill.
I can't believe Kawes got a second frag right there. That was after Alistair was holding off the cross. Didn't wait quite long enough, went wide. And that's what this game has been.
But Elias clutch Mo, you said it's what he brings to the table.
But with 10 seconds, he
Gotta
has no
scoop it.
choice but to plant. They can dive him one player at a time, and they're running at this.
He's going to try to put it down. Biguzera's gone the wrong direction. He's got a chance. Oh my God. Liaz comes up with the gun. NQZ still to the back end. And as he gets around Green, he's caught out, but he's not killed.
Wow, NQZ, man, what a match so
Two
far.
huge kills this round to keep them in it.
Critical frags. I mean, I think he half expected to have an op come into that angle and just believed in himself. Insane, the kills that he's gotten. NQZ, not one of the players we talk about the most. If we go in order of notoriety, it's Biguzera, then Kawez, then Snow, just because he's so young, and it's been sort of an injection of talent onto this lineup, but NQZ's been there. Key impact. We're going back and forth to the bitter end.
Talking about Biguzera kind of being the one we talk about, I mean, he back in Copenhagen was the highest rated player of all teams at the opening stage in the major. And I felt like that's maybe why when paiN arrive again here in Shanghai with the same task at hand, you think he himself can literally fuel paiN Gaming to the elimination stage. But he is enough on his own at times. It's not the case today, and I think that is a welcome sight if you're a believer of paiN.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was quite literally Brazilian donk back then. Now, more in the background compared to his teammates, but the team is still operating extremely well, as you can see.
Still, though, I think they have to keep their awareness up a tick more, right? We were talking about a paiN one round ago that almost just lost because they're trading MP9 and AWP inside the B site as Dexter decides to throw a 3-player pack through a smoke. Clearly, FlyQuest have this ability to pounce, and they're going to try it again, this time on the ramp. It's the 0 to 100 that the Aussies are bringing into the moment, and Biguzera peels away from it, not going to be caught victim this time. Great grenade damage between Biguzera and Lux. The P250, too much of an ask, and Lux just going to continue to hold this in alongside the AWP, all seemingly good for paiN. Sure, one ends up going the other direction, but it's all for naught. FlyQuest slaughtered, and we've got paiN to double digits.
Yeah. It's true. They are finding these moments where they can do their contact explodes. They can like close the gap extremely quickly, and it's netted them a couple of kills. This time, paiN are just careful enough. They get away, they touch 10 first. They've worked hard to get to this point. And if FlyQuest aren't careful, they can turn this into a stomp. 3-round gap was the biggest in the first half from FlyQuest. One with the pistol.
Biguzera caught. Oh, but Dexter ends up dying to the spread of his own molly because of the dink that Biguzera gets in as he dies.
That's still insane because he threw that molly. That was his intended path. And he damn near got away with it.
That one death, regardless, completely evacuates the B bomb site. We see Snow try to take up the mantle of holding both B and mid on his own. And FlyQuest, it's a great read in terms of the timing, going ahead into the bomb site. Snow's going to have to get more than one, and instead he gets caught out on the smoke, predicted by Alistair. NQZ on the same angle, no longer a FAMAS, but his trusty AWP instead. You'd think it helps him power up, but as they peek over top construction, Inns continues to tear them apart one by one. Painful. In a desperate attempt to get back into a site that they forfeit, it is indeed FlyQuest to once more turn up that dial on a moment's notice, crank the pressure, and come through this time with the round win.
Yeah, going 4v4 is totally fine for Dexter. It's a worthwhile trade to take. It was an unfortunate way to die getting dinked, but at the same time, it opened up the map. Snow knew he was walking into a bad decision. They were spamming the smoke. That's a very common place to lurk up into. You're trying to get that angle on the cross double in between the smoke, and I think FlyQuest are smart enough to think, well, they're the ones playing for the back foot right now. They're going to try to make a play like this. Well-earned round here from FlyQuest.
You can pinpoint those potential moments where the last 3 rounds could have been a FlyQuest chance to break through. The sudden swarm into the B site, catching paiN off guard. The jump up and opening kill to Biguzera despite dying to the Molotov. FlyQuest keeping their finger on the pulse and now keeping their hands on much better weapons. paiN gonna have to limp into round 19. Oh, nice grenade as well, softening up the already limited 5-7s.
Let's see about this anti-eco.
Dexter indeed operating on his own, putting out that half smoke for mid, but I mean, there's a huge gap on it. That's nothing.
Yeah, they're boosted up as well, so it really depends how they want to read it.
But Biguzera not looking ready, turns his back to the bomb site, doesn't anticipate Vexite just creeping in. So FlyQuest yet once more keeping up the pressure across the map, continuing with options open. But this one AK floating out on the field, we saw kawez pull off a round with this exact buy on the T side for paiN. One AK-47 in his hands, enough to win a round. But to do it at this point, 4v5 with softened players all around him, you'd think impossible. You'd think.
And there is the molly on Dexter as well. It's coming in, but they're already thinking about next round, it looks like.
Yeah, why not cut your losses? Odds so incredibly stacked against you. A full-fledged force of FlyQuest walk up into A. And this one's theirs. We go back to a 1-round game.
All right. So, off the clean conversions. Split pistols here in this game. It's tight performance all the way too. paiN Gaming's map choice, so not surprised to see them in the lead, but obviously this one's not guaranteed.
I fully expect FlyQuest to put up a fight across all 3 maps in this series. I think the veto ends up playing into their hand. We saw what they had on Inferno versus Liquid. I think that pick of theirs is absolutely justifiable. And no chumps on Vertigo and Anubis. So paiN, you are in the lead. You have been doing well. But there is just this level of comfort, I think, that kind of shines through, proven by the mid-round moments that Dexter is trying to tap into. The suddenness of FlyQuest is something that will forever be difficult to hold back for paiN. But now that they're back into the full-fledged buy, let's see if they can do it.
Brazilian teams usually very good at dealing with aggressive lineups. They are, you know, the originators of that. And I think, like, when they play Brazilian puck, you know, we talk about how art epitomizes the Brazilian style. FURIA turned that up to another degree. But in this game, FlyQuest have proved they can get away with it. Wonder if it's a matter of time before paiN get used to it, or if they can figure out the timings at all.
Feels like they have had instances of holding it back, showing that it's not always going to work for FlyQuest. This boost into middle, though, it would require a snap up from NQZ.
You know, with the game he's been having, maybe. But, it's actually up into heaven. Lux goes down.
Answer here from kawez. He's not alone. Dexter not traded by Vexite. kawez tries to go in for second servings, has his head taken clean off.
He wanted that duel. He got it. Vexite comes out ahead.
And now this instant transition from FlyQuest. The whole pack comes together from a 2-player hit top mid and the 2-player pry on ramp into 4 men looking to just send this up ramp into A with man advantage.
Yeah, we do have paiN worried about the A site, so 2-on-4 for the moment. I think there's smoke. Their smoke lands awkwardly here. It can create for a lot of lurks.
Biguzera in the pocket, gonna have to go above and beyond. We hyped him up, talked about the individual path play, and it's just the one. Ince on the quick trade, Snow emerging, but Alistair, great cover over top of the shoulder of Ince, who will plant this bomb uncontested, and FlyQuest do indeed come back into the game to tie at 10, and I love the approach. The 2-player boost in middle, the ramp pressure, keeping paiN spread so evenly across this map, but look who jumps to the call to action. FlyQuest just tethering with one another up the ramp in convincing fashion.
This is an excellent refrag from Vexite on the A ramp.
I can't identify a round where FlyQuest have wasted time.
No, yeah, they've been moving pretty quickly.
Contrast that to the one moment where paiN get into the B bomb site without enough time to plant, and that one moment comes down to a very critical juncture if this game goes 13-11.
They don't find the op on NQZ. I think he's not at the top of the board, but I think he's got more critical impact even than Kawaz in this match. An important player to have. But Alistar on the other side, solid with the op. Perfect cover in that moment. Great round at the end of the first half. It's the perfect time for a timeout here from paiN. There are some small moments where paiN give up kills, where they almost know it's coming, but they're just trying to stay true to themselves. When they have an individual idea, they act on it. Well, this one's a problem of money. FlyQuest have the opportunity to grab 11 right here.
Limited but ambitious. They try to make contact with ramp, and NQZ will be hunting nothing. It's a quick group up from FlyQuest once more. Base of B taken over, but that's a CT smoke in front of them. We've seen them already have this affinity to just suddenly burst right through it. But at the moment, we have more defenders in position. When they've done it in the past, they catch Snow off guard, maybe alone, at once changing weapons. But here they come through smoke again, and they get caught out by the P250. It's good damage, but not enough to stop Liaz. His double kill with bomb on his back and teammates all around him, and they just flex the advantage that is real weapons over top of this camp.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, paiN just don't have the tools for the job. The one op they would have banked on ends up going for a pistol out flank on stairs.
Yeah. No idea that they could be holding it. That was because of the trade from Liaz. If Snow got a second frag, they don't even come through the smoke. It's a whole different round. So paiN got sort of the best case situation. And because they weren't playing with B stairs control or up a kill, those pistols aren't that useful in the back of the site. Like mollies that land on B can push you out of any good spot. There's at least a gun knockdown that they can pick up. That's not small when we talk about a game that it's probably going to go 24 rounds here. Certainly feels like it anyway. Another buy comes in here for paiN.
Again, looking for some bottom B control out the gate. Oh, Dexter decides to peek back into that.
There's been a couple of moments here versus Oppers where people are like, yeah, I'm gonna win this duel.
I got this. And Ince, however, will find the head of NQZ, who tries to take his second. Still, though, very well maintained by paiN. They get the snow frag on Alistar. Top frag of FlyQuest down for the count. Such little health for everybody on FlyQuest, barring Liaz.
Yeah, this has become a gimme here for paiN. It's really, you know, Ken Inns finds an opening while he's up the stairs. I mean, paiN are not exactly low on utility. They still have so many smokes. That's one that goes out.
But it's still 3 players behind it. It's just a very barren map as far as paiN are concerned. They haven't seen pressure anywhere else.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if we start to see those A players peel back, but as they climb over again, it's awkward. Snow nearly caught out. It's going to be utility bombarding him. He is forced to look for fights here, still standing, and just standing should be enough. Ince is going to find one in the end, but Vexite, again, such little health. It really had to have been Liaz.
Wow.
And he's not able to post enough. So paiN Gaming to tie this back. This has been so incredibly back and forth, and it will remain that way to the end.
Yes, glad to see that after the 6-6 half. Definitely Snow on the B site. It's a little bit risky. You see some of the ways that it's being played. He could have died there. Threw his smoke down preemptively, which was good, but even off at second peak, it was sort of as if they forgot the op still existed on the stairs and that FlyQuest were desperate for an opening. There was a chance that they got a multi off of it. And we will be guaranteed those 24 rounds now.
And QZ peels out. Trying to remain the second beacon of hope alongside Cowes.
No excuses now. Everyone's got money, guns, ops, utility.
A hell of a battle back and forth that comes down to these final 2 rounds. Well-equipped teams. In number 23, NQZ scours top B, where he laid down lead 1 round ago.
It's a game that I think you can be angry if you lose, but I don't think you can be bitter. It's been a war. Both teams have fought extremely well so far.
Vexite shoots at nothing bottom ramp. They're going to apply some pressure with the Molotov, but Snow sees nothing coming behind it. They know they still have the ramp control. Second defender sends a flashbang out. There's contact bottom ramp, so the rumblings on both sides of the map here as paiN are going to be maintained in B. They've sent Ince in to just try and hold something. BigUzera peeks into Dexter, gets the better of him, and we get this scramble back to the B site with NQZ still on this line and Snow ready to go. Both players able to get a frag apiece. paiN stayed stoic. BigUzera goes deep. And as FlyQuest hope to walk away from this round,
he's already hunting the exits.
as they tried both sides of the map, paiN stood tall, surviving the test on their map pick, securing 12 and giving themselves a single round to close this. BigUzera not going to be able to sweep away guns, but they have swept away FlyQuest's hopes of a regulation win.
That's definitely true. Buy still is fine here for FlyQuest at the very least, but this comes down to BigUzera taking 1 step down the ramp, winning his duel over Dexter. And this is where it does come back to highlighting some individual level because paiN have more players who are performing to par. One final timeout. And I can't help but feel like paiN are just getting a little bit better at dealing with the contact plays.
Yes, I was just about to say it. 2 times we saw FlyQuest bombard that B site and catch the Tetris defender without him getting any kind of a hold off, right? He was just halfway exposed to the first tee in. Contrast that to the last couple rounds where Snow and now NQZ just locked downstairs instead. The B site is an uptick for paiN, and that's why they sit pretty on 12.
Feels like late round B site is the key here for FlyQuest.
But they're going to have to somehow tap back into what they started this T side with, which was catching paiN off guard. You said they should be good at fighting off that pace. They are Brazilian after all. And they seem to have slotted into timings. Could mid end up being the answer? We have a single defender in Lux, the poorest performing player for paiN. Picking up a couple more flashbangs, drawing NQZ ever closer. We've seen Lux get deleted with this boost, right? This has worked before. And he doesn't put his head on the platter this time around.
Yeah, it does come down to depth of playbook, you know. How many new picks are you going to be able to jimmy?
Or how many times will Lux fall victim to the same one? Not this round. They disengage, they walk away empty-handed. FlyQuest have now used quite a bit of time to get nothing really for their efforts.
Yeah, there's no lurks. They don't have ramp control just yet. They are walking up on a good timing, though. They avoided the flash.
Ins again, solo play over towards B, throwing out utility, keeping players there, but it's a very patient-looking paiN holding on to ramp.
And around 30 seconds, they know that it's FlyQuest who have to speed up.
With now the 5v4, NQZ posts up back on a more stable angle.
Are they going to leave?
Util comes over, and kawez tries to go in, but that could be the golden ticket. That could be the door slammed open. Big Uzera also caught. And with the 5v4 now taken away, FlyQuest gun for OT. Lux tries to spam through, finds nothing for his efforts. And the bomb is going to be planted, you'd think. There's still damage being dished out as NQZ takes the chance to peek out through that smoke. Now they're starting to reclaim it back. They've got the edge.
Do they know about Liaz?
He's low. His teammate is. In's yet to join him on the ramp.
They're looking for the lurk.
They're holding.
Will they clear it?
Holding back. As Liaz approaches, NQZ doesn't have to look for the retake. He's just trying to remain on this angle. But Liaz continues to buy time, and eventually paiN's got to get the retake going. The teammate gets a kill.
Oh, he found him.
NQZ barrel blasts him up close, and in so incredibly low. Less than 10 health, sees the peak and takes another 3 kills.
He's going for
it. It's 4 in the 24th round for Ins. He thrusts FlyQuest to OT.
Just to even up that scoreline, they win the clutch. Woo!
Ins goes big.
Wow.
In the final round of regulation. Last man to the party as he was trying to slow down the snow rotate from B. Comes to ramp with 10 HP and ends up being the most critical player, the only successful piece of that post plant.
That kawez peak was, that looked ridiculous. I mean, even if there was someone up close on the ramp there, he was dead meat. Could have held on to short control after this opening kill. But this was just way too easy. And this is beautifully played. Obviously, Ins. If he's any less patient in this spot and tries to go for the diffuser first, he loses the round.
And not just that, but the patience to also wait for the player to come all the way around Tarp. You've seen the sliver through the yellow, yet he doesn't try to go for the spray. Makes sure clean headshot vision on the full body, hits it still with time. Very clutch play from Ins.
It's been such a strong map from FlyQuest in some ways. We'll have to see if they can carry through. Oh, it's a bad spray from Liaz.
paiN cranked the tempo with the deep mid play. We have not seen them go for deep mid picks that, all CT half long.
I feel like paiN are winning on 5v4s, and eventually that catches up with FlyQuest, despite the clutches. They've had better openings, but it's not all the time. Here's if they can answer back. Lux down low. You pointed this out. He takes some damage here. Oh, he wins.
Sends the nade over top. kawez could get timing. If he decides to take the risk of extending, Vexite will run the risk because you have to 3v5.
And then does kawez peek this?
No, with
it's
the molly.
mollied.
And Alistair, you know he's going to be ready for this peek. Oh, and he misses the shot.
Oh, you can't miss that shot.
Third player in will indeed.
One shot, 2 deaths because of it.
Throw the Hail Mary of a 1v4.
Oh, you cannot miss that shot.
It's a well-placed Molotov to prevent that kawez peek just long enough. Everything kind of going into Alistair's hand, but a missed shot up close.
kawez gets a little bored. He goes for something like that, and that's something that lost him the round last time. This time, it should have again. And now it's a 3-on-1. Ins has enough time to
He's
flank.
found space.
He has enough time to flank the short player if he can find him, but
He's found the road through.
oh, it's just too many players tucked.
Clear Snow first, up top, spotted. It's not a bad duel, but Snow's gonna hang on. A real nuisance there, just jiggling. Awkward with the scaffold. paiN convert in the first of OT.
Yeah. So, again, the good starts are going to catch up to FlyQuest, I think, and for somebody like Lux, who's had a really hard time up in heaven, if he improves even just a little bit, well, then that's 2 parts of the opening that paiN have. That'll be a recipe for success. FlyQuest will have to dig deep on the tactics here, do some new stuff.
Going for the B contact with the op instead, huh? We've seen Snow hold his own. We've seen Snow be that uptick of resistance on the B site. He takes the op shot to the chest, but survives.
Yeah, there are opportunities to get Snow here on B. It makes sense that they're trying it. Big Uzera doesn't leave his position. They have some deep lines. And time bleeds down past the minute mark. Now they're going to have to start breaching. If they end up walking it back to B, if Dexter wants to throw some nades, sometimes he does this, but the nades they don't look convincing enough. They can elicit a flank if he's not careful, and he ends up just walking through.
Damn, doesn't clear it, pays the cost. Full-blown hit with util, comes out, flashbang to help Snow. Oh, he gets blinded, but still is able to at least pick up the one. And as NQZ comes back up from box, now Alistair's ops trained on him, and we go into the 2v2, but kawes has been that difference. 22 frags to his name, and a flash to set him up.
Okay.
Big Uzera trying to throw him into the action, and he hits the instant headshot. But it's not just util support that Big Uzera is gonna have to offer. It's a kill to boot. Frag grenade onto the planter, takes half his health right off.
Oh, is this the play?
Oh, the peach!
That's the play!
So good.
Wow, from
so
heaven.
smooth.
Yeah, that's the Big Uzera classic right there. New way to play the 1v1.
Just half a second faster.
It's excellently done because he knows his next move. He was never planning to drop down back generator and take a raw duel versus Liaz. Something tricky from him, something crafty. And it's really him to start the round as well with the kill on the lurk. As soon as he sees Dexter's down, this gets everyone on high alert over on B. And that's his flash too. So much impact right here. 2 straight for paiN.
Like you said, winning in the 5v4 is giving themselves the best chances. Ooh, Ince is lucky to be alive if he is.
Nade. Oh, that's an excellent nade. The right-left click is beautiful right there. Doesn't bounce off the wall.
That's Counter-Strike bowling.
Square between the knees.
A cannonball of a frag grenade, direct hit. Blasts him away and puts paiN into a very comfortable potential 3-round CT overtime half. kawes takes the top perch inside A site. We're going to get the exec with util, but as they take their time with nades, the whole entire rotate comes over. Although they do get him off with the flash, and they follow up with a frag. Over top, no sir! kawes kills them all!
Mows him down in a field right there. That's amazing from kawes. And now the X Factor starting to shine through. Snow trying to get the crowd on his side.
That flash grenade gets him off his post, and that's when you're thinking, oh, he's not going to be a chance to multi-frag.
Connor, these 5v4s, man, it's just more and more for paiN. It's a lot of good late round moments for FlyQuest, but the openings are not getting any easier. They're looking for the golden T-side call to close this.
Single chance to win in regulation wasn't enough. 3 rounds ahead of them in this moment to wrap up their map pick.
And I mean, if anything, it's still a statement here for FlyQuest. It's not their choice to come here. They're looking like they were about to make this a 2-0 game. And there's still a slim chance that they can bring this back in overtime. It'll have to be a perfect CT side.
Thing is, nobody can keep up to the level of kawes at the moment. And NQZ's op has been posting some essential openings and holds. Him versus Alistair over towards ramp. Really the beacon of hope for FlyQuest being that opper, but it's indeed Liaz to open up shop. 5v4 for FlyQuest. It was the key to success for paiN's overtime, and they have established it first here. The Aussies with the first step to OT2 and an excellently timed grenade to boot.
53 damage on each.
It's an attempted boost from kawez, but he's not able to catch Liaz off guard. Liaz and Inns down to just incendiaries. All the util left of this B defense with a minute to work. We get paiN shuffling pieces elsewhere. Alistair numerically maybe at the top, but we've also seen some critical close range misses.
Wow, this angle, oh, it works out beautifully for Dexter.
He peels
In and
away.
out.
And then thinks about going back, at least to keep the pressure up with the flash. But if he's not cautious, he could be the first thread that gets pulled on in the paiN attempt into A, which they will for certain throw at FlyQuest right here, right now. The whole rotate comes over. A little late from Liaz, but it's all good. Alistair maintains short control. Comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
FlyQuest. Everything they could ask for. kawez position found out. It is a sweep of the first CT round in OT. FlyQuest doing what paiN did too.
Yeah, very nice from FlyQuest. That will bring the hope back up here. Only 2 to go, and here's a good opening. First kill comes down on Snow. paiN took some time to deliberate before this half started. They burned their overtime timeout. And now it's fast up the ramp. How fast are they going to scale here?
Wow, Dexter commits to that spray at that distance. I thought, okay, Alistair takes one peek and they go, but damn,
This
Dexter.
tempo's crazy. I mean, Alistair, he was a god last round.
3 bullets in the magazine as he's fired 2 off, so that 4-player push coming out from paiN. They are looking to end this game with a little tempo, that pace, the same type of hyper-aggression.
In place. If they get this bomb down,
which of course they do, no contest. Can't stop it. Utility already dwindling. They're gonna shove their way out. Vexite just charges through the smoke. It's a sudden pop back from the CT side. It's man advantage, and it's a low kawez on the ramp trying to set up Lux, the underperformer for paiN. Keeps his head down behind the sandbags, and that one tap on the defuse flusters him, forces him to fire off, and he's not able to get the multi-frag they need. Back onto the bomb goes Vexite. FlyQuest push OT the distance.
there was a chance to multi when they jumped through that smoke. They did it together. Right here, Vexite comes out looking left. And even though Snow kills Inns, they have perfect trades. Great round out of Vexite. They are gaming. They can still see the victory. I feel like the speed up from paiN was a nice touch because they got the bomb down fast. They got all the space they were looking for without wasting too much time on other things. Something they haven't really tried before. But the retakes, solid from FlyQuest.
And it felt to me like paiN were going to be the more aggressive of the two, but FlyQuest with those sudden attacks, right? Out through the elevator smoke, that's a risk to run. Pays off. Rewards them 14. kawez looking for the headshot.
Oh, that's a flash, and Dexter will hear the drop. Is there another flash?
Yes.
There is.
And it's...
Oh, how hard is he going to chase this? You got to be careful.
Get out. Flashbang scatters them. They were able to get into the cover. He makes a good decision to not overchase, especially sitting at the bottom of the board on the side of FlyQuest. We've seen Dexter's confidence shine through, but it has also cost him. Not this time.
Said you haven't seen paiN run into, or FlyQuest run into time trouble. paiN have once. Late smoke short side. And Dexter's looking for that spam.
Yeah, he saw a little movement, goes for it. Frag grenade thrown out. Lux, he's been taken down to 55 health. This is not everybody yet from paiN. Still trying to fluster the B defense, trying to keep them spread thin. Alistair forced. This is not a comfortable spot. If anybody peeks that ledge, you'd think he'd go down. You'd think, but he survives.
Oh, he was about to
at
jump
least
off.
the first shot, and then try to come out through elevator again. But this is what's going to give paiN the edge, and down to 2. It's it. That's all. All that remains. A desperate attempt to rotate over. paiN looking to puncture through the A site. Alistair flustered into the open, a missed shot that spelled disaster, and Liaz's 7 HP and position well known. paiN Gaming on their map pick will take it in the series, 13 rounds away from top 16 in Shanghai.
Yes, paiN bringing the pain there to FlyQuest, but it wasn't easy. Even though it was their map pick, they had to go all of the rounds and take it narrowly in.
Teamwork, which is normally what gets them through in the rotations, and Ultimate as well was not there. So I think that there were just so many problems with the way they were playing and have been playing this week. Hopefully they get better. They bought themselves that chance. But I don't think that just because FlyQuest beat them, that just means they're guaranteed to win this game. For paiN, they never have international HLTV matches to look at before they come into a major. It's always regional. It's always versus teams you've never heard of if you're watching international CS. And yet they still are able to compete on the world stage. FlyQuest know that too, so they're going to take this very seriously. But let's see what paiN can do, because this is one that on paper is at the bottom of their pool.
Yeah, no doubt though, paiN always stepping into majors with a little bit more of a kick-up in performance. Does it come from BigUzera? Maybe.
Yeah, like he's somebody who's hard to... You watch demo and then you play against BigUzera. I don't think there's a lot that you can draw from it. I think Yanko had to say, you got to play your own game. I think there's just no other way to put it, because they're no experience versus each other.
Flash from middle for the balcony pop. And that's the game plan. No, but NQZ in with the double triple headshot. Just like that, the fresh mag, not a drop of sweat on his brow. He loses control of the site.
One.
It is 4 beautiful ace. Wonderful holds.
Oh, as NQZ with the 3K pistol on Vertigo, the ace on Inferno.
Easy blind sides on the first couple, into the short peak, see ya sucker, and the final cherry on top.
It's only headshots. Pure impact from him on Vertigo as well. He's feeling himself.
We talked about the beauty that was the Cowez ace earlier in their best of one games. Well, listen, it's just a pistol round, but it is as clean as you could ask. Put that one up there with it. paiN starting to pump up some highlight reel moments. Not only was it beautiful shots, but he just looked so unbothered by an entire FlyQuest team gunning at him in that pit. Perfect target selection, no panic, just headshots.
Now Blench mentioned this, just do not give them bracket control. And they're fighting hard to stop this attack.
NQZ rotating around, making some sound, so you see Alistair try to pop off shots in anticipation. But it's a pistol round win and the cleanest of conversions. paiN to go up 2-0.
Of course, we didn't see a bomb go down that last round. And FlyQuest will be waiting for the next to get their buy-in. Mowed down, good start for paiN. Is this one going to beat the stats too? That's the question. I mean, it's pretty amazing to be able to have such belief in yourself that, you know, you can go from playing in your region to playing internationally and still sticking to your guns, you know, believing in the way that you learned how to play, even though proving it versus what people say are the best teams in the world.
Ooh, it's a good reposition from Ince.
Let's see how long it takes for NQC to die, because he's 8-0 after 2 rounds.
Getting those numbers up early. But also not wanting to fall victim to what can be dangerous Eagles. So peels back from the brackets. Gonna look to group up here alongside BigUzera. A BigUzera who's been leading paiN Gaming since February of 2019. So many chances to call for him to get a bigger shot, they said, in the Brazilian Counter-Strike scene, but he has created bigger opportunities for himself and the ragtag gang of players he can piece together in the lesser organization.
You know
less
what?
money, less teammates, but it doesn't seem to matter, man. He
They
makes
have money.
gold.
paiN are a big org, just not as much in CS, but I think the cool part with BigUzera, sometimes you got a player like, let's say K-Serrato, we're like, save K-Serrato, save K-Serrato. But BigZero is the IGL of the team, right? BigZero is the IGL of the team. He's the leader. He's the player you come for, and I think he also makes other people. He can teach everybody else how to play, and he has the system to show them too. So he's got a special value in that way, where yes, people wanted to save BigZero, but it doesn't matter where he is. The players are going to come to him. And he's going to take stories like Kawez, who was excellent in the Academy, the one bright spot of FURIA Academy, and turn him into a major worthy player. The same thing with Snow. In that sense, it's great to spread the talent out a little bit. It's the players like Fallen and the leaders who are on different lineups that make the most of the whole region.
It's the most represented country at the opening stage of Perfect World Shanghai. 19 Brazilians step forward. 4 of them eliminated. 5 of them qualified for the Elimination Stage. MIBR and paiN keep their games going. "40 seconds. This bomb placement is a little awkward. Could catch. But they'll double back and scoop it up soon enough. Looking like maybe Banana an intended target. They've gotten Dexter into a position out mid. And it's a bit of a scramble, but it's still with some time to spare. And it's also a B site.
The rotations are not great right now. They've got to have Snow pull back.
Very understaffed. Very understaffed indeed. And just seeing Dexter is going to keep their alert on the A site. B falls for free.
Yeah, this is very poor on the rotations here from the CT side. At least 1 kill goes down here for the CTs, but I mean, Lux was alone for so long. No one came over to help him. They had 4 players in the A site, and the awkward part was there was a wrap smoke that happened, and because they had 1 player on one side of the wrap smoke and the other watching CT, it was just Lux with not a teammate in sight versus 4 coming in. So solid round here for FlyQuest, but not a good sign here early for paiN.
Snow getting a glimpse of Dexter really kept NQZ locked in on that smoke.
You know, the communication is the grease for the rotations, and you can see when there isn't any.
Yeah, their hopes in round 4 come to a grinding halt.
You need to hand off the responsibility to the next person who's more committed to the site so that you can take a lead, have your spot watched. You can worry about a wrap smoke, but ultimately, do you need to if it's going to be a B-site hit? If Dexter's sitting there, he can be a flank ultimately, but if you have 2 players going into CT, someone can still watch their back, someone can still help out B.
Instead, NQZ stays in library. The 2 other A players just not a part of holding back anything at all. They had nothing but absence in front of them, and still they were nervous of the A hit.
This echoes that point from Blay again. Don't give up bracket.
And the question mark above paiN's gaming on Inferno grows. Is this just a freebie in the series for FlyQuest? A genuine question.
That and when will NQZ die? Round 5.
He's yet again posturing just outside of the library, waiting for some kind of an arch play, as FlyQuest do indeed build up some presence in brackets again. But all of this last round just led to Dexter walking out towards arch on his own. They just wanted to get him out here, make sure space was there, free for the taking. Snow's got to be cautious because his supporter is only now barreling over towards CT spawn, and that volley of util we saw on A comes out yet again. Does FlyQuest have more of a commitment behind it this time around? Numerically, looks so. Dexter once more going to be the only arch player as we get that 3-man hit to come up short side. Now they are indeed pushing into the paiN stack. But the first player dead, BigZero empty-handed, peek off of sight from NQZ, dead to the wall bang. Kawez going to have to be the all of this hold, and no sir. 2 easy pickups as the majority of the defenders die empty-handed, and FlyQuest cut through that site like butter.
Yeah, they got worked. That was awkward, and it was actually, again, because FlyQuest took advantage of Archway. That's what made the guy on default look towards Arch. That's what put pressure on NQZ. So finally, he'll go down. They pull that rotation over towards the B side as well. This time it's the A hit. It's a great round from FlyQuest, actually. Obviously, it was a stack, but when you see players fighting and they feel so awkward, that's because of what the other team is doing to the map. They don't know how to take that advantageous next fight. And everyone goes down here. And this will quickly become a moment where if they don't double down on Arch, then they're going to have to deal with this exact type of hit again. If they do double down on Arch, maybe they're going to be weak on B again.
Yeah, unfortunately for paiN, we've already kind of seen a weakness on both ends of the map. The weakness that is that rotation. And in that last round, the hold as well.
Yeah.
It's bad warning signs early for paiN. Bolstered confidence for the start, but burnt to a crisp. Snow's going to send that frag grenade in and find 5v4 for paiN. Dexter does not shy away.
It's another remedy to the solution, though, to go for pick plays like that. You get the early kill. Oh, another early kill.
Wow, walking through smokes on both sides of the map. Works out on one half, not so much on B. They try it themselves, and Lux pulls it off. Takes a page out of Dexter's book.
And they steal a bomb. So Vexite, you can walk into this. I don't know if he can get it without being spotted, but he's going to try.
Nah, it doesn't quite cover it. Snow's right there holding the angle. Molotov will finish off Lux. Snow actually gives him a bit of space. Extending out, can't quite find it. Gets lost inside of the util, and what do you know? paiN Gaming have a response.
Those are good B protocols, and I mean, clearly, if paiN want to go passive over there, they're going to have some problems because FlyQuest know what to do to them. First thing on the docket for FlyQuest is get him back into the site, then take over Arch, breed that insecurity, and then they pull off their split. So this is exactly right in some sense. You know, if Arch is your problem, you don't have to necessarily go to Arch to get the kills. That's why Banana is the most important part of Inferno. Dictates the energy everywhere.
Peak.
Oh, what a shot.
That off presence, Alistair very much bringing it to the series now as he gets it going on the T side of Inferno. A limitation for some, but a chance to showcase what he can do for the 5v4.
Yeah, these are the moments where I think paiN don't know how to keep it interesting, how to do what they did on Vertigo. When they lost a player on Vertigo, they were still pretty comfortable. But if they sit dead on these angles, FlyQuest have got the executions that I don't think they've got an answer for. NQZ in a rotator spot. Vexite goes down. Don't give him 2 kills like this.
2 missed shots that could have been. Instead, the T is able to barrel into the bomb site. And unfortunately, NQZ's hot start doesn't quite find its chance to thrive in the 7th.
Oh no, Snow doesn't have one.
A few spam shots through the smoke, also off the mark, and so FlyQuest just find that open road in. What, again, could have been 2 op shots, 2 chances. It would have been a 4 versus 2 to paiN Gaming's favor in the retake, and instead they have to forfeit this because this save is so incredibly important.
Yeah, there certainly was a chance there for NQZ to make this round winnable, but it's been flimsy at best over on the B site in the passive positions. paiN still in the lead keeps this interesting, but you can't help but feel like that's going to change soon.
It was Banana aggression and punishing Dexter for trying to force an early duel towards the B site that allowed paiN to sprinkle in that 4th round win. However, a different approach, right? They try to get aggressive again, and they're met by Alistair's op. So already FlyQuest trying to change things up slightly and staying that step ahead of paiN to try and get the round count back to an even score. NQZ ace in the pistol. Op presence hasn't been felt as much. Coming into round 8, they are afforded a little bit more of a banana peak. We do see 2 paiN players taking a glimpse down and no resistance, so...
See, this is them trying to answer with the double arch, the banana control as well. It's a lot of right ideas.
Oh, missed shot. Cowes goes deep. He heard Dexter's feet burning, so he tries to go in for a duel. The op itself almost kills him on the first shot.
Wait, they're gonna, yeah, FlyQuest gonna start to walk back. This makes perfect sense. You see how scared paiN are of playing in B, overplaying their hand over here. Bomb's starting to go back to mid though. If there's no one here, as soon as some utility comes through, obviously paiN are going to be extremely nervous about this. But if they're already thinking about saving, this is kind of awkward. I mean, Big Uzera could die, but look how committed he is. They're going to start to walk over now.
Here's the bomb leaving.
Yeah, and this is where Big Uzera should actually start to walk into mid, honestly.
Just going to hear more of that ruckus,
yeah,
but we've already got 2 Ts on the side of Pits.
Okay.
It's a dangerous one, but so is this. Smoke fades. Lux gets killed by the Alistair op. Again, causing problems inside of the B site. He steps forward to try to deal with Snow, the last defender that could have done anything about the B site. But yes, again, a scrambled B defense caused by the stress on A, and FlyQuest just seeping through the cracks of what seems like an uncomfortable CT side.
Yeah, they're playing great. FlyQuest are playing great on this map, and paiN are definitely showing why why this is a good place to go for FlyQuest. You're going to be very thankful to NQZ to win that pistol round for to have this 4 rounds. Oh, and that's NQZ's second death as the op goes down. FlyQuest tie this thing up. Awkward at best. It already feels like paiN don't have the range for Inferno, but obviously there was a high probability of it coming up in this veto. They had to have prepped for it. Question is, can they show us that prep? I like what we're seeing on early starts over on Banana. I think the answers on Arch are pragmatic in terms of double stacking it. But as the round grows, gets later, I think they start to lose their conviction in their spots. And all FlyQuest have to do is stay alive long enough that they can enact their full strength plan. Game those rotations like they've been doing so well.
Blasted away. Snow stuck between all of the util and no support. Even with the flashbangs behind him, it's not enough to interrupt this pack of players gunning up Banana. Bomb again, though, left back by Spawn. So we're not looking at a fast round. We're just looking at early pressure. And another instance of FlyQuest just kind of slotting into the comfort zone that is this Inferno.
They're on Dexter's Inferno in the 7th layer of hell.
Probably feels that way with how frazzled they have looked in some of these rounds, just very much being pulled in all sorts of directions. If you are paiN Gaming, you know you're getting drawn into the fakes. You know your rotations are mistimed. But they've got the pistol stack in the right place, and that pistol stack's going to start to be found out. That's why the bomb departs, and Dexter cleans up with an easy triple. Pad those stats and hype the crowd. He wants the energy. And it is certainly theirs for the taking here on Inferno. Still, we await some kind of an uptick in performance out of paiN. Always a feeling of comfort knowing that you have an edge on any one map in a best of 3. I'm confident that FlyQuest walk into this one thinking they are certainly favorites to push to a 3rd map at least. Deep pressure, and Ince is ahead of where they expect it. Good thing Lux jumps back. It costs him half, but mere steps from being a headshot.
This angle again, let's see if it works for NQZ.
Dexter's such a nuisance when it comes to Arch. He's not alone right now. 3 teammates behind him in the 4th, inbound, but NQZ ends up just finding him standing out in the open.
He's been good at that.
Good util frag from Cowes, sure. It allows for a player to be slotted into the corner of sight, but dude, it's the Arch play.
I think that's the right move here for FlyQuest.
It's Ins on the wrap, Library compromised, and even Snow rotating in has to be worried about some kind of close presence. Even with Dexter's death, so be it. There's this uncertainty.
They should have expanded to pit already, but now they have to worry about their flank, and Snow, is he going to be able to find this? He's searching ghosts.
He's lost track of it. Ince comes through, but it's covered. Oh, it's covered. Big Uzera from the corner reveals his position. It's the last 2 Ts to try to work their way up that short side. Snow adds himself into the gunfight, takes one to the head as Alistair's pistol falls.
Okay.
Big Uzera is key.
Yeah, that's great cover. That's great cover. Obviously, Big Uzera knows he has an angle to cover perfectly, but he still could have NQZ die after, and then he gets the trade, and then they know he's there on lane. It's a risky setup. NQZ didn't really feel like he could expand to cross lane. If he did, it would have been a much more comfortable spot. He could get into mini pit, watch the Arch, and then he could have Big Uzera sitting in sight and play for himself more. But they still made it work. Shot wasn't perfect from Inns. And FlyQuest, if they're not careful, we can talk about how great they are at Inferno, but if they don't numerically win the half, it's going to be just fine for paiN. 5 rounds is solid. And yeah, and NQZ, I mean, that's the one thing that's pretty vanilla that paiN are doing that's actually yielding a lot of frags, is NQZ quietly watching Arch by himself. He's getting players walking around the corner. He's having opportunities with his op. He's not getting flashed off. They're trying to lurk a lot there, obviously. And I think it's starting to lose its novelty.
NQZ feeling a little confident this round. Goes for the deep peek, doesn't get punished by his counterpart.
Oh, he was close to that.
Alistair down at the bottom of ramp, hoping he would come back for a second peek, but not the case. That offer right back into the Arch rotation, throws himself to the bomb site, but there is no overcommitment from FlyQuest out the gate.
This is pretty good for FlyQuest. I think as soon as you get to the 5v4, all the openings are done. This is when paiN lose a lot of steam. They don't get their kill. Great opportunity to convert here for FlyQuest with all their utility and HP. Let's see if paiN can respond on brackets. They know what's coming up next.
Op duel queued up here.
They're not mollying this? Okay.
Alistair hits the shot. It's a low NQZ and a very fast Liaz around the corner. Different position for Cowes. And 2 backs turned with Snow in the bomb site.
Ooh.
Every piece of that A defense stands tall.
They decided to use a body to clear out clear out lane. Really early timing too. Just obviously hoping no one was there, but you know, no flash, no molly under porch. Asking to die.
We saw it back on Vertigo, FlyQuest coming into a half with some rambunctiousness that netted early rounds and adaptation from paiN. Improvements in the face of FlyQuest's Fury. We're starting to get it. This A defense getting better and better at holding back FlyQuest on the approach.
That's a strugglesome moment here for FlyQuest.
And while we talked about Cowes kind of taking over back on Vertigo, this is back-to-back impactful moments from NQZ.
100%. He's definitely my MVP on the series so far. Between the op frags and the rifle frags. And the pistol kills.
And to do it in the most important series for paiN in Shanghai thus far. stepping into the spotlight to try and push paiN back to top 16. 2 majors in a row. That is the hope.
Round 12. Trying to mirror that first map, 6-6. But I'm starting to wonder now. paiN have learned their lessons.
We've seen FlyQuest come out on top of early duels down Banana. Right now, they're just tucking Snow into the smoke. This is a scary spot for him to be in, but a flash would certainly help. The boost goes over, and he peels back. Good grenade damage on Lux. This is very uncomfortable. They've got these CTs locked in. Snow, you've got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Lays down all the util in a desperate attempt to potentially have gotten out, but instead he plays into the smoke.
No way.
And as they boost right in front of him, he's gonna get caught. Alistair presented an easy frag. Snow trying to get tricky. Instead, deleted by the T's as they boost.
That's a bit perplexing. I don't know what he thought was going to happen in that spot. Early on, still in the round, and obviously they were just on B.
A little hero syndrome.
Kind of believed they would run by him maybe, but obviously FlyQuest had no plan to do that. Once again, NQZ is in a massive spot, right? He has full bracket information. They just need to watch halls to keep him safe, but he's got boiler covered, mid covered. The only question is, will they go B? Are they going to walk into the op shot again?
Oh my God.
Are they going to let him get away?
Ooh, 2
Are they going to
frags.
let him multi?
He survives the op shot yet
Another
again.
kill.
Alistair tries to gun him down with a pistol. Oh, but there's no second in sight.
Uh-oh.
NQZ stands tall as there is an absence of clean Counter-Strike on brackets here from FlyQuest.
They atrophied as the half progressed. Unfortunately, FlyQuest, they started off so well.
But they half-ass it.
They did half-ass it, especially on brackets, because, I mean, you have every right to stand there if you're opping, right? But it's just so easy to dislodge an offer from that spot and get them into their fallback protocols. And they decided to play it sort of as if they didn't have the man advantage in a couple of these spots.
Big Uzera still catching Dexter on that CT wrap, makes this one go down smooth and easy. Kicks off the half with an ace and ends it with 2 critical short holds for the A defense. An A defense that at the start of that half was the bigger question.
Yes. I mean, you got to give credit to, this is why paiN succeed when they go overseas, right? They can adapt in the match. We started this game out, it looked like FlyQuest were going to 9-3 this, honestly. The way they played those first couple of rounds. Same thing on Vertigo. But paiN do a great job of learning in the freeze time before the next round starts. They made the adaptations. They did the double up arch. They tried to go for their pick plays on Banana. They even went around where they didn't win any kills in the 5v5 later on. Caller's getting a little bit tight now, FlyQuest. Already down a map. paiN doing better than Liquid.
Dexter solo beat defense. Man, if paiN Gaming decide to just crank this commitment.
Yeah. So in a retake spot here. The retakes have been pretty good, but still not a position you want to be in.
Dexter really hoping that they respect this smoke, and there's no guarantee that they will. It's not the hardest thing to just overwhelm a single USP.
They're coming through this.
Molotov onto the orange. They pop open the smoke, and Cowes kills him with nothing, but it's a fast flank down middle at least. You may not have gotten a fight on bracket, but that is 3 members, majority FlyQuest, gunning up Banana. And it's going to force paiN to go for a deeper post plan. They push beyond the coffins. They leave Cowes over by second orange. Liaz losing his head, but Alistair right there for the trade frag. And while we do have members up inside of the church, they're going to have to wrap back around towards the bomb, and they get slaughtered.
Wow. Nice shots here for FlyQuest. Another good retake, and it's the early push down mid that's everything. Dexter throws a smoke, but a 4-1 means that they can retake that way, all the way through mid, where there's a lot more angles to clear out, and they do it very quickly. So super solid here for FlyQuest. At least for paiN, they get the plant. But they needed sort of one more kill to really scare FlyQuest in the spot. And make this one come down to the clock. So just like Vertigo splitting pistols.
paiN decide to come in with a force buy off their bomb plant. Vexite looking for the easy one over the top of smoke, but it's not quite there.
Holding a lot of grenades on this round, actually.
Yeah, for what purpose? What's the plan, Big Uzera?
Oh, I meant FlyQuest. Like, none of their HEs coming out on banana.
Okay.
Yeah, they've really played reserved here, so it's a good read. Like, obviously, paiN are not doing anything fast.
I'm looking at that double set of full util for paiN and thinking, what's the exec, you know? If there is no early nade usage from FlyQuest, and we're talking about positions where suddenly you're looking at a whole pack of paiN.
It's a 4-1, man. The 4-1, blind on bracket, no one pushed halls as well. It's a great setup for paiN.
Starting to see FlyQuest gather a little bit of information. That opens the rotation for Dexter to run over. An additional smoke grenade here for him to scoop up. He's going to lay it down as the exec comes over, but sure enough, they've got the grenades for this. They're going to try to charge through.
Oh, they're passing by.
Dexter into the pit. T's don't actually manage to all emerge, and then they still win the duel. And we've got that peek over towards the tree. But Inns is able to hold that back. It's the site that falls empty-handed. No kill from either of the two defenders who were better equipped, but that's it.
Oh, what a find.
That's the equalizing kill. That's the door busted back open.
And here's where all the utility could be helpful, but you know what? The CTs are down. It's, a quad frag. That's massive.
With no kit, they have to be quick. They've got to start to push this one in. Bombi on the halfway point. Banana Pete comes out. It's for the Snow from the corner. He can't get the second. They've got him pinned in, but it's low HP.
What?
And he finds it onto Inns. The Tech 9's out, and the time ticks too quick. It is indeed paiN's force to win.
Oh, he's won the 1v3. He stays alive. That second kill is what makes the difference. No time to attack.
Allowed to go into the full-blown exec. Confidence there's no one on orange because of the Molotovs they throw in. And Dexter gets into pit, but dies empty-handed.
I mean, he was floating here, praying that they weren't going to continue spamming, but they knew he was there. And this is even with this kills from Inns.
And this.
Yeah, a quad frag. That could have made the difference. The retakes have been good. I mean, everything looked excellent up until this moment. This kill right here.
Turning point for Snow. Gets back into the cover.
No ammo to chase him down.
Thriving.
Whoa, this one gets scary. If it wasn't already scary. I mean, their willingness to go through the smokes. You know, if FlyQuest did that, it would have been flirting versus harassment. I'd be like, okay, they're too good at Inferno to try stuff like that. For paiN, they might be feeling pretty insecure on this map. If they want to come through a smoke or two in this half to try to get it over the line, that's fine. More power to them. We can see why they feel like underdogs. And it looks like a third smoke is what they're going to run through.
Tries to dive back into quad. Deagle missing from Dexter will finally find the head of Lux. That's the man who opened up the B site 1 round ago. Dexter still hangs on, but the Deagle goes empty. And you've still got Vexite back on quad. Snow's trying to find him, and he will indeed. As NQZ peeks deep into spawn, and the rotate is frazzled. A couple defenders there who could have gone bigger. Dexter, who had his chances at a multi-frag, but it's the quad kill out of Snow that really opens the door for paiN to go up by 3.
It's a turnkey solution. Be exact with top car control. Don't think about anything else. I love it. I mean, the simplicity of it, and they've already come through the smoke with FlyQuest watching it directly and still lose. So I think this is a game that you could be bitter about, right, if you're FlyQuest. Back on Vertigo, that was just so tit for tat. Both ways, so many clutch plays. Vertigo was a movie. Here on Inferno, FlyQuest, they should feel like they're the better team, but they're consistently playing from behind. They made their own mistakes towards the end of the first half. You can credit paiN for adapting to the team that they're playing against. And again, you can't be half as critical for them for trying things that are a bit more scrimmy, running through smokes, lighter execs, less map control. The timeouts for FlyQuest, I think, are going to be more stress breaks than anything. And some of the solutions that paiN had in the first half are lessons that they could take too, where if they go for pick plays and try to take early, deep banana control and get a kill there or fight for it or had a hell of a lot more utility damage, they could be more comfortable playing passive setups inside of B and think less about those moments where paiN are going to be willing to group up and Protoss death ball through the smoke.
It's a nerve-wracking moment for FlyQuest. Down by 3, money still not there. Individual level on some is a struggle. And that daunting, haunting feeling of going from 2-0 after best of ones to having to play in day 4 of the opening stage. Your second best of 3 right now is slipping away. Just when things hadn't felt better. paiN,
Oh, too wide.
taking it away from them. Kill by kill, step by step, round by round.
Those small mistakes, man, you can't let those go. Oh, and Liaz will reveal his position. Solo guy on A at the moment. It's a full stack over on this side of the map, so it's possible that paiN overthink this. This is one of the maps where it's extremely difficult to sort of trick people on T side and guarantee you don't run to a stack. But the bomb is coming in this direction, and Lux is going to see the double stack. I think they might know that it was just Liaz over on A, but he's now left.
That's the thing. It would be one thing if Liaz was still over towards pit or even trying to get an angle on site, but he could still cut off bomb.
Yes, he could.
Whoa.
Oh, no kill.
Could, doesn't. Vexite charges in with the 5-7 ahead of the pack, and nothing else that these B defenders are able to do. If only the one M4 can cut off bomb, then maybe the pistols get wild. But paiN Gaming doing a good job of dodging death and dancing ever closer to the doorstep of the elimination stage. 3 rounds to go.
And that's why it's worth it to scout on this map. It's one of the anti-eco maps where it's worth losing a player to get that much information. They see the double stack in CT, they're like, okay, these guys are getting real creative over here. There might be a third still around after sending the boosts up.
It's a buy-in from FlyQuest, but it's still one that comes with limitations. Prioritizing util on 2. SMGs on the field. Oh, lucky to be alive. Dexter nearly taking 2 frags to the teeth.
Yeah. Snow conversely down to 43. Lux as well with a good tag. Playing Battleship over here on Banana.
A lot of posturing and util going on through these smokes, and it is very good early damage. Out of the start, it looked like Dexter's going down 4v5, but honestly, it's FlyQuest to come back with even more damage. 3 of paiN's players low from util.
Yeah, this is AUS Strawless, you know, with these HEs.
But it's still this pack of paiN players ready to gun into the A site. They've let them get so close. Alistair trying to take a page out of NQZ's book, but it's BWE posted with the AWP on the other end, Ince into the peak, and those 2 players line up. Now 4 members of paiN, incredibly low, but still the kills come out to the Brazilians' favor. Cowes tries to take a push.
The wall bang.
A second shot that could be connected. BWE gives them no chance to breathe. All that damage for naught. paiN 2 rounds away at this point. FlyQuest from a pistol win to nothing else on this CT side.
The worst round yet. I mean, in terms of the terror that paiN just brought. No trades, man. They go in for the arch peak. They could get a 2K spray down right there. They just can't manage it. And as you mentioned, all the unconfirmed damage, all the great, well-placed HEs.
For nothing.
FlyQuest won't even know about it till they watch the VODs.
And so that sinking feeling feels even worse because they don't know how close this round really is.
It was so close.
Instead, you feel absolutely trounced. You don't get your AWP mid-peak. You lose it to BWE, who then starts wall-banging your pit player, flustering Liaz into a pit peak. You can't blame him. Stand still and die or peek and die.
And now we look at this game for FlyQuest, and we're talking about 4 really good rounds, right? Where they literally looked like they were better than paiN on the map. And now, in the second half, it has been nothing but paiN.
Final timeout for the Aussies. Not even a teammates.
They're not even getting 50-50s now.
No. Unfortunately, the floor of FlyQuest talent has seemingly bottomed out. Vexite and Liaz sitting on 4 kills a pop.
Pressure starting to mount of having to go to day 4 after starting out nearly without losing a map, making it to Elimination Stage. This game's hard, man. Like Yanko put it this way, there are just no bad teams anymore.
And that really
you used to look at a matchup like this and go, yeah, but when they go play better teams, like it's going to be way harder. Then you have FlyQuest nearly taking out Liquid. You have paiN, who have made it before at the major.
Currently at their 4th major, paiN Gaming maximizing what Biguzera brings to the table. There was an absence in major attendance for quite some time, but reinvented in Paris when he brings Skulls and Zevi to the table. They get this boiler stack. And while they wait, CTs stagnate. Defense down to 3 smoke grenades. They're going to leave a single anchor in middle. Bomb gets picked up, and it looks like Banana, the intended target.
They figured it out. I mean, no one's prodding into bracket this time around. They've never crawled into halls. There's been no halls play both halves of this map from either team, to be honest.
Whenever they meet any kind of util resistance, they just disrespect it. Yet again, Biguzera is going to go charging through. Yes, okay, the flash comes out. It's a good distraction, but Biguzera able to turn back in. The one saving grace. FlyQuest indeed win the duel towards A. Deep smoke on Coffins, though, keeps this MP9 out of the engagement, and FlyQuest have to ask a difficult question. Do you attempt to keep paiN off 12?
I don't know.
Do you run the risk of losing SMGs, or do you have to tuck your tail and save?
They're walking away from it.
6 match points for paiN with an elimination stage on the line.
Looking to trip over the finish line here. paiN, it's somehow a masterclass second half.
A T-side we don't see coming, but you can't expect it because you don't know what they do on Inferno.
We never have. This isn't a brand new thing. You never see paiN's local results have any impact on their international affairs. This is a team that they step up to the challenge. And so did FlyQuest when they took down Liquid yesterday on Inferno. But that was a broken Liquid, and we knew that watching Liquid play 2 days before that. They have struggled on the map. But we've got paiN casting a miracle live right here. Ace on the pistol round for NQZ. Biguzera is opping on this T side. Trades perfectly efficient. So much money saved. All they need is one more good round. In overtime on Vertigo. And an Inferno to look forward to.
But look at the dire strait that is FlyQuest CT side. Top of your screen, the round count after number 18, a defuse in the pistol.
They can't stop any B pops through smokes with players. They haven't won trades inside of brackets. They got 1v3'd from Snow in this half.
And on the other side of the coin, it was B that kicked off their early success on the T side. Dexter playing around those smokes, now looks uncomfortable. He's got support behind him, but they're gonna remain adamant about at least trying to take something down B. Lux on the reload, Dexter on the approach, but he's been found out. They see him. But Dexter looking to lock it into the corner. That's a good amount of map control, but there's also still plenty of time for paiN. Plenty of time, plenty of chances. A total evacuation of the B site beyond Dexter.
Oh,
but they
just
catch
walking
one.
through it.
And now on the other side, Alistair without op is pressured out from Balk. A missed shot. That's his chance. Alistair's moment to go over towards Pit to deal with Snow, but he can't. 17-year-old Snow, the new piece for paiN, looking to step forward to back-to-back top 16s in a major, and he will indeed close this. Big Uzera leads this organization to 4 majors and consecutive elimination stages.
Amazing.
Yep, Connor's absolutely hit the nail on the head with that one. What a story for Big Uzera. One of those great